Hello and welcome back. We are on episode 6 of the Rags to Riches save. We just ended the season and we're going to do a little bit of a season review. The last few games we won, the last two, and then we tied with Merthier. Like I said, I'm horrible with names, so you have to forgive me for that. But this last game here, we played on either attacking or control, but we played on standard for this one and did pretty well. So probably going to look at going with standard to start out next season. See how that works in the new league. So we're gonna start with the awards here. Jamie Bird gets first place, 74%. Jake Jones second, and Dan Derbyshire is third. Goal of the season. Let's have a look at that real quick. Don't remember this one, but I scored so many goals I don't remember all of them. I'm just joking. That was a good one. Good. Top right corner. That was from a center back too, so don't expect that from him. Signing of the season, Chris Evans on a free. That was our goalkeeper that got hurt, but he was back towards the end of the season, but I really wasn't worried about playing him since the games really didn't matter. Wanted to keep him fresh for next season. No other serious injuries, and young player was Jamie Bird, which we are going to keep on for the next season. We are going professional, so hopefully the training gets a little bit better. But I can't let him go with 36 goals and 17 assists on the season. I'm gonna keep him around, see what he can do up in the Vanderama, National League North, South, whatever one we're in. But he is well suited for this league that we're in now, so that's kind of worrying. Exciting prospect, not on first team level, but we'll see. Hopefully he can get a little bit better. There's the season review. Average attendance, a little over 2,500, 44% full. Hopefully that goes up next season, get a little bit of money in the bank. No team leaders and no highly influential players. Gonna have to, maybe if we can get a center back or a left or right back that has high leadership, maybe we can get one of those in, because that's really what we're going to be looking for as far as the transfers go. And that'll be the second part of this. Will be going through how I do transfers, what I look for, and I don't rely on my general manager or anyone else. I go out and scout them myself. It's more detailed than it probably should be, but I want the right players. I want the right age. I want the right attributes. I'm not gonna blindly get a player just because my general manager says he's good, because if you look at, when we look at our squad, I'll show you why, because they say some of our players are absolute crap, but they're not. One of our top rated players for the season is a 2-star, but I think he got a 7.7, 7.8 rating for the season. So don't really not really trusting what my coaches or scouts say at this point. So but I never do. I just go on what I want. I'm the coach, so that's how that goes. And Ronaldo Pearson actually got injured again, so I don't know if I'm going to keep him on. I mean, well, I know it was only a concussion, but he is injury prone, and I don't like that. Not at all. But he is only 19, so we did sign him for another year. But if he starts getting injured, probably the next year will probably be his last season. He has a 5-star potential, so we shall see. The second one was Slocum. He's going to be gone. I don't want him back. He'll be gone in the midsummer. So like I said, center backs, left and right backs are what we're going to be looking for. 26%. Andrew Mills, Ryan Green is gone. Higgins we just signed. That's one of our new right backs. Got him on a couple weeks ago and hasn't played. Has actually played pretty poor. But his match sharpness isn't up, so we will see next season. Other than that, not really hit by too many injuries. Longest out was Andrew Mills, 3 months. Training. don't really pay attention to too much. I probably should, but that's just a lot of, for me, a lot of information, and it kind of gives me a headache. So we're gonna start that, go look at our squad, and you can pause and look at this if you want to. I'm not gonna go over it too much, but the highest rated, you know, potential we have is Davies, and I think he's probably gonna be our goalkeeper next season if we compare him with Chris Evans. He's got better shot stopping speed, mental aerial eccentricity, which I don't like to have too high. I don't want my goalkeeper to be unpredictable. Just want him to, you know, do what he's supposed to do. Don't want that extra, you know, stuff, whatever. Communication for Chris Evans is higher, physical and distribution, which I'm kind of confused on how distribution is lower since he is an attacking sweeper keeper. A little confused on that, but I think we're going to go with Oliver Davies this coming up season. Probably drop Evans down to under 18s, and I hope, and I don't know how to do this. Hopefully you can comment down in the bottom, or I'll look it up later. I don't know how to get an under 23 team. Hopefully we get an under 23 once we go professional, but that's kind of blocking a lot of my players from, because if they're over 18 or over, then they can't play. So that's kind of frustrating. So we are going to go with Oliver Davies and Chris Evans as backup. Then we got Pearson, Kilman, Holmes, Jones. Those are all of our top players. Coughlin, Sam Evans, Mike Connie. And as far as ability goes, Ryan Coughlin is our number 1. And let's see if we can get him in. It's not transfer, so we're gonna have to wait, see if we can get him. Let's see his contract info. So it's gonna be expiring here soon, so hopefully we can get him back on. If not, we'll just go back and get us another center back. So we got a good team coming in. These lower players, I don't know, are going to come back. He is on a non-contract. He won't be coming back. Kyle McGuire will not be coming back, I don't believe. No. Thorpe will be coming back. So this is what I was talking about with the two-star player, and had a 7.76. And that, I think, is in the top 5 of our team. Actually, Jake Jones was the top-rated player of the season on a left winger, and he only had 2 ability and 2 potential. So, that just tells me that, my scouts and assistant coach, I believe that's my assistant coach, is rating that is not too good. So, and he's still on a backup, but could still improve. So, he's staying on. I think everyone except, we're going to overhaul the left and right back and center back. Points per game. I'd still like to know what that is. I don't know how that is calculated. But Billy Murphy was number 1, and then we had Ronaldo Pearson as at the bottom of the list. So I don't really know what that means, but there it is. Most appearances is our right back. Not even going to try that name. We'll call him Jordan. Dara O'Shea, Elliot Richards, there is. See right there, he is only a 2.5 star. But if we come back here, he's a 4.5 star or 3.5 star. Don't really know how that gets calculated, but he was our 3rd best, and our 2 target men or defensive forwards were our best this season. So that's, and they're both going to be back, so that's good. Looking at goals, Derbyshire, Elliot Richards, Jamie Bird, Coughlin, they're all going to be back, and that's 30, 60, 90, almost 100, over 100 goals between the 4 of them. Nope, sorry, wrong one. That's still over 100 goals in between the 4 of them, so that is exciting going into the next season. And Jake Jones with 20 assists as their left winger, so good stuff. And shots, Dan Derbyshire. I think this one's shots on target. Dan also got that one. Key passes per 90 minutes. Ben Holmes coming out of the midfield, and he can also play right winger. passes completed per 90 minutes. Sam Evans out of the midfield, and mistakes. He's going to be gone anyway, so that's not a big deal. But there it is. I think that's all I wanted to show you. Let's just go over to finances real quick. Have a quick look at that. Our transfer budget, same as it was a couple videos ago. Haven't done anything in that. We're going to be starting professional status completion here in a couple months. Improve youth facilities, relay the field. Professional status in progress. Professional status. I don't know why there's two of them. Oh well. And there's our club stature. So we will come back, and it will be during the time the Premier League teams release all their youth players, and we will see who we can snap up to solidify our defense. Okay, on to the transfers. I'm going to quickly show you how I usually do transfers in my normal saves, higher league transfers, and how I'm going to do this with the lower leagues, which is basically just getting youth departures from the Premier League, getting them in on trial. If they're 5-star potential, then we'll go ahead and try to get them in. And if not, they'll go unless their current ability is a lot higher than what we have. Just real quick, we have gone professional, and our estimated value has gone down about 500,000 ish. I guess that's because the money in the bank. I'll show you that in a second. And we did resod our field, so it is now perfect. Not much else to show you on here. Let's go to the board. We have, like I said, we have gone professional. Haven't moved this slider too much. I've got, I think, plenty in the payroll budget. Transfer budget's okay. Improving training facilities and youth facilities will be improved. Completion in early September, so hopefully that will allow me to get an under 23 squad, which I desperately want right now, just because I got some guys that are a little bit younger but over 18 that I can't find game time for. So overall balance went down a bit once we went professional, but it's steadily going back up. I don't know how much the new league is going to affect that as far as ticket prices, and obviously there's not as much TV revenue, but we'll see. Profit and loss, we were all the way down to about 700,000, but we're back up now. And the projection for the end of this season is about 74K, and it's going to keep going in the hole, but hopefully that improves. Like I said, I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So once FM18 comes out, hopefully I'll make enough mistakes that I won't make that the second time around. As far as my squad goes, let's go to team report and the depth chart. We did get Mr. Daniel Patterson. Got him in from Rugby Town. Did spend a little bit of money on him, but he is a 5-star potential and current ability 4-star, which is good. Well, it doesn't say where his potential is, but he's a young prospect, and he's only 16 years old. Only 16. As far as playing how we want him to play, which would be a wing back on automatic. Decent. Needs to work on off the ball, which I think that we have him training on right now. Off the ball, wing back. Other than that, I don't think I've made any other signings. So potential signings, what we're going to be looking for, we got the left back locked up, we got the right backs locked up, and then center backs are what we're going to be looking for. We got James King, who is a 4.5-star potential, but currently 3.5-star, and I think I'm going to offer him, I think I'm going to see who I can get before I offer him a full-time contract. He is injury prone. Let's see, development, transfers, interaction history, injuries. He had, for 3 months, It's 2016, so he wasn't out at all last year, so that's good, but he still is injury prone. And then we have Joe Cook, who is a potential 5-star. I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't like the black stars there, so we're gonna say potential 4-star. Let's see, I think I might get him, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give him a professional contract. When I do contracts, I take out the unused substitute fee because I'm not going to pay them for that. I'm going to take out the appearance fees. I'm going to try to get him on 2 years and just knock this down a little bit because he wasn't on a previous contract, so there's nothing to go by. So let's just do that. We'll do this. We'll lock the years because I think he has a lot of potential. And then if he has a really good season next year, I don't want to have to come back and sign him and then, you know, go from, we'll just go up to 400, go from 400 to what, like 500, 600, 700 to sign again. So let's lock him in at that, and that should be good to go. So going back to my squad, every one of these players, especially that, every one of these players, except for anyone that I have on non-contract, I signed to professional status. Because anyone who, yes, every one of these except Kyle McGuire, anyone in my starting lineup, basically, any one of these ones here that I have for my next friendly match have been signed to professional contracts because I want them to train professionally. I want them to develop. I don't know how that's going to affect, you know, my income coming up, but you know, if I look at my transfers and look at my payroll, yeah, I've got some to play with. If we're going to stay in between, you know, the $250 to $600-700 per week range, I think we've got plenty. And if we have to, we'll move everything back over. We'll move some over from our transfer budget. I'm not worried about that. If this kept going down, the profit and loss, then we would have a problem. But I haven't. None of those new contracts have kicked in yet. I just did it the previous day, in game. So we'll see how that affects it. Currently spending, committed to spending. So I mean that's over here with the payroll. We're probably going to be over. I would assume we're going to be over, but I don't mind. If we go to the projections for the next season, we're predicted to be second, which is kind of a shock. So I don't. I think I'll have to. My team meeting when all the fellas come back, I think I'll have to adjust what I was going to say. I was going to say fight against relegation, but I guess if I say mid-table, might be too ambitious for them. No idea. Preseason preview. See if they confirm us, and it's second. Yep, they got us at second with Billericay Town and St. Albans, Dartford, Woking. Okay, let's get into the transfers and how I do transfers really quick. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to show you how I am going to do it this time, and I'm going to go off by myself and probably spend 3 or 4 hours doing my own thing. I would love to live stream that, but just not capable with this computer. It's not a horrible computer, but I don't want any lag. I want it to be as smooth as possible. I want you guys to enjoy yourselves, and I don't think that will happen. And the biggest reason is no one will probably watch. I did a few yesterday, and actually Saturday and Sunday, and no one watched, so I'm not really going to bother. Let me go back. So you go up to the little world icon here and then go to Europe, since we can only do English players, and then go to transfers, and then you can do youth departures. So depending on how you want to do it, you can just look through all these and then find, you know, what leagues or what teams. Some teams are better at finding youth than others, and I have this checked to England only. So if you're in a different league or a different country, you can select which ones you want, but we're only going to do England. So the easiest way that I know how to do this is we're going to go into this and basically get to the Premier League page and then click on the top, because it's all alphabetical order, and then you're going to come into transfers, transfer history, and I have it already set to youth. Let's see. youth. So all these are departures, and it just happened yesterday and yesterday. So no one has been snapped up yet. So what I'm going to do, instead of scouting these players and waiting for my 3 scouts to scout them, I'm just going to come up here, hold shift, and go to transfers, and then offer a trial. So we're going to offer trials to those guys, and come down, and it's already selected, which is nice. So offer trial, and I'm sure there's a shortcut key, hotkey somewhere to just automatically offer them trials, but I'm not really worried about that. So I'm just going to keep going down to all the Premier League teams and offer them trials and see how that turns out. Only really going to be looking for, well, I'm looking for everyone, really. My under 18s are pretty full. A lot of them are on youth contracts. So if I get a lot of good players in, then I'm going to come and set all these guys for release. Some of the lower ones, I already released some of them, and I'll show you that in a bit. But we do have some exciting young up and comers here. I'm going to move him off of that, and Chris Evans can stay down there, but he's too old. He won't be able to play in the real games, so we'll have to get it. Do we have any goalkeepers? We got plenty of goalkeepers. Hopefully we get some youngsters in. But Tom Youngs is ready to step up whenever possible. I might think about putting him on loan for the first half of the season if my strikers don't perform. Derbyshire Shire should be ready to go. He is doesn't say individual trait. Doesn't say what well suited to the league that we're in. So he's well suited to that, and we have to look at Bird, who isn't. I think he should be playing a league. Nope, he's well suited here too. So. But the star rating isn't as good, but we have him on poach on attack, and his finishing and composure, those definitely aren't where I would like to see him, at least 10 to 12 range. And then off the ball is good, so he'll get himself in a good position if a cross comes in or a through ball comes in. Natural fitness is good, acceleration. Not worried about him too much. Last season he did extremely well. Let's see how he did last season. 31 appearances and 27 goals. So in all competitions, 36 goals. So I'm not really worried about that. So we'll see if we can. Actually, I think we're gonna transfer status and then transfer listed. And offer to clubs. I know that's kind of redundant doing both of these, but I like to do it anyways. Striker, first team, not really worried about having them pay stat back. So nope, not really worried about that. Can be recalled, so that's good. For some reason, I just have horrible time sending my players out on loan. They just seem not to develop. They get shitty poor ratings, and but if they go to a team that has a better youth facilities or training facilities than I do, then great. But he's probably going to be loaned out to maybe a place higher than us, since I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see. So if I don't find enough players by doing or good enough players, which I'm sure I will. I'm not even gonna have to do scouting my usual way. But usually how I do it is the first thing that I do is responsibilities and my personal assistant. If I scout a player, I watch them until full knowledge. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I want all the information. I want all the stats. I want all the pros and cons before I sign them. If that takes a little bit longer, then so be it. But I don't want to sign a lemon. And then when I scout a player, I add him to my short list indefinitely, because I don't want him coming off. Every once in a while, about 2 or 3 times a season, I'll go in and I'll trim my short list down. Get players that off of it that I don't like or too old or whatever. Like I could do that now. So if I come in and do this, Actually, this guy says he's actually pretty good. He must be. Does he have leadership? Might be good. Where is he at? Mountain and. So that is a lower league. That might be an option to get in with good someone with good leadership, good physicals, aerial. He must be pretty tall. Yeah, 6'4", but he is on pretty high. I guarantee I can get some youth players or some released youth players on a lot less than that, or possibly on youth contract that might have current ability 2 and 4-star potential, 5-star potential. So that's definitely an option, but usually 29 is too far away for me. So what I do is I come in and then add these to scouting, add to a discard list indefinitely, because I don't want them ever coming back on my scouting report. And then I remove from shortlist. I know there's another guy on there that was like a 80 some for recommendation, but no. So I'm gonna try to go in. I'm gonna do unattached and then unattached and then pick a role that I want. So I'm gonna go defensive, central defender, and I'm just gonna put it defend because it has a lot of the mental abilities that I look for. I'm gonna try to, let's see if we can get leadership on there and then work rate, because I want to hire work rate. So I like using this tool because I used to like come into a player. Let's find a player real quick. This is how much of a noob I used to be. So I would just come in and I would see this and see what everything recommends. The blue or primary attributes and the gray or secondary attributes. So I'd like take a picture with my phone, and then I would go back and then add everything in, to this part here. To this, I just start adding from what with the picture on my phone. Then I was like, oh, what's this? I was like, oh, holy shit. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do I just keep walking this down until I find someone. Probably not gonna find anyone. So all these guys. So there's this gentleman here, and he is on a he is on a non-contract. So we're gonna try to bring him in. And he's been fully scouted. Would be a superb signing. He's actually a right back, but can he play? See, he can't play central defender, so I made a mistake. But I think I still might try to get him in because he is better than Higgins. And who is my other guy? I just signed another guy. He doesn't have salary demands on there. I bet he's gonna be crazy. My other right back, I'll figure this all out. Actually, I'll go back. Show you this. This is our first team guy. So let's do a comparison real quick and see. A little bit better defending, but mental. Love the mental. His mental's down. I'd rather have a guy high mentals. Like all the way up here, and then lower on these ones here than. But he's got good attacking vision, speed better. So I think I just offered this guy a new contract, and I'm going to withdraw. No. Can I think I might shoot myself in the foot, but I think I can find someone better than him. I'm pretty sure I can find someone better than him. So I am going to withdraw this contract offer. I'm going to withdraw that. Now he's on a part-time, and he's pissed, but that's fine, because I want to get this gentleman in here. Let's see, approach to sign a bet. Oh, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. So, there's my first mistake. So, kind of screwed myself there. I had no idea that, he's wanted by. Yeah, yep. That figures. So there it is. There's one of the mistakes that I made. I'm not going to be able to go back and sign him, because he's going to be pissed. Restart. Maybe I'll get him back. Or I'll find someone better. Now I'm going to have to find a back. Now I'm going to have to find a right back. Great. Go back to scouting. shortlist, right back. And usually I would do unattached and natural at. This guy here, Ben Middleton, I'm going to get him in on trial. So that's just generally how I do my scouting, and it takes a while to actually, you know, find what you're looking for and narrowing down who is good enough and who will fit your mold. So this guy, I don't need another right back. I'm pretty happy there. I'd rather not upset the team too much, but I think he's too good to pass up. Let's look at our right backs. Let's go to depth chart. Max and Patterson. Man, this guy is supposed to develop. I wonder if I would rather him develop or just sign the new guy. Probably should have waited until I saw what came out too. He's got better vision, and that's what I want since they're playing playing on automatic. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. Better speed. I think I'm gonna try to get this guy we just looked at, and then I'll just take back. You know, instead of just withdrawing the contract once it came up, I could probably just go ahead and withdraw it when it came, but I don't know if we're gonna add any of this stuff and finalize promises. That's generally how I do that. I'm not looking at stats too much. He would be playing as a wing back on automatic, so dribbling and crossing not good there. Needs to get that up. But tackling, passing, marking, off the ball. But really, what I'm looking at is a vision and speed because I want him to be able to get forward and cross the ball in. So crossing probably could be better. That's not going to be very good. But last time when I signed all my guys, I went by. Usually don't do it, depending on the situation. But I went by current ability by the star rating. So and then we're just going to look for a center back. That was on center back. That's not good. I had the pick of the central defender, so let's see. Accomplished natural at, okay, and he should be coming in, and let's get these guys in on trial. I think I'm gonna get most of my guys from the youth intake, from the youth players dropping out, youth departures. But yeah, I use this every once in a while too. Mainly I go off of my scouts and what they recommend, or players that I have looked for or seen, and then I go transfer them over to my default shortlist and allow them to be scouted. So we're gonna do, mainly what we want is a central defender on defend with work rate and leadership. Central defender, and we want them young. And Andy Jackson is free, so we are going to get scouting report and offer a trial. And then contract status, got lucky with him, he was unattached, so let's get a little bit more. All right, and most of these guys have been, let's see, have been blah, blah, blah. Hereford trial, Hereford trial, Hereford trial. Get these guys in on trial. And that is that. So that's usually how I do my scouting. It usually takes me a little bit more time, a little bit more meticulous about it. You know, I'll drop some of these if I want some of them a little bit more. So I'm really looking for leadership and work rate. So I'll just bump those up a little bit and see what it brings me. So I keep those two ahead. So I mean, those are probably more along the lines of what I'm looking for. So, and then, you know, adding players permanently to the short list. See how they all transferred over here. So they're going to be added permanently to the short list unless I take them off. And they're going to be scouted into 100% knowledge. And I think that's going to be the end of the episode. I'm going to go off and try to find some players. And then when we come back, it will be the beginning of the season. Oh, I wanted to show you the schedule here, all my friendlies. How I arrange friendlies. I'll do 1 on and then 3 days in the middle, 1 on, 3 days in the middle, 1 on, 3 days in the middle. I like to do a lot of friendlies. I know it doesn't wear my players out because the first half of the game I'll play team 1, and the second half of the game I'll play team 2. So hopefully that'll get everyone gelling together and playing at the same time, unless injuries pop up, which they never do, because usually as far as training goes, I'm either on fitness for the first half, and then training, and then team cohesion for the second half of preseason. So, and then usually it's just tactical after that, tactical or fitness or team cohesion. I usually don't do attacking, defending, ball control every once in a while, sometimes balance, but attacking and defending I really don't worry about, and then just keep my main focus on my match tactics. What was the other thing? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't remember what else I wanted to talk about. Training. Yeah, so that is it. When we come back, we will start the season. I'll show you all of my signings, who left, and a few coaching changes. They allowed me to have a few more coaches, a few more physios, and I'll kind of show you how I look at get my staff members in and everything. And just real quick on the staff. So we are officially in Vanarama, and all of my staff that came up from the evo-stik or the evo-stik are still highest average in the league. So we're going to play our first game in the Vanarama League South today, and also I'm going to go over my transfers with you real quick. I'm going to play one game against Pool Town, and then probably a good run of games before I come back, probably maybe 6 to 8 games. Get a little bit further in the season, and come back and see where we're at. But as far as transfers go, let's see who we got in. Alright, so we had Danny Waters go. Left for Ebbsfleet. And Ryan Green, who was our captain and fan favorite when we started, but he was not good enough and went to TNS. So we got in these 4 gentlemen here, and they are all, I think they're all defenders, I'm pretty sure. Here's our center back. 4 to 5 star potential. 4.5 stars. He's an Arsenal youth reject. So he's gonna fill in nice for us. And then we got Nathan Moore, who is our new right back. He's gonna swap roles with our other right back. I can't remember his name right now. Like I said, I'm horrible with names, so have to bear with me. He is a 4-star current ability and 4 to 5 star potential ability. And he came from the Everton youth system. Sorry, I went too fast on that one. And then we got in this Greek fella. We'll just call Khan for right now. Another 4-star ability, 4 to 5 star potential ability, and he will be our other center back that we got in. So we've got 4 that are rotating. He's got good speed, good heading, good physical, poor technique, but don't want him to be playing any type of ball winning or ball playing defender, so not too worried about that. He's actually on pretty high wages, so paid out a lot of wages the past couple months, which is a little worrying, but we're still making money. A lot of that probably came from our friendlies, but We'll see how we get on. And then we had to make an emergency signing of Sean Miller, who is a left winger but has great potential. That's 5 solid stars for potential. Potential to be a League 2. And for some reason, he's still surplus to requirements. So, don't know about that. But he will probably eventually drop down to our under 18s because we've had a bit of an injury crisis to our left and right wingers. We got someone who can fill in on the left. He won't be out too much longer. Carl Ledsham. He'll be back in about 5 days. But Mike Connie got injured. Lower back stress fracture, so he'll be out 5 to 6 weeks, which is not good because he was one of our stars last year, and he is already starting to decline. But he's only 20 years old, so hopefully he can make that back up. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the transfers go. Released players, had a whole bunch of released players. Mainly ones that we were on non-contract that we just got in at the beginning of the season just to fill holes and fill voids. Others are youth players. Let's see if he got picked up. He did not get picked up. That was one of our starting right backs. There's a starting left back. He has not gotten picked up yet either. Boothman was he started the beginning of the season, but kind of fell off because we started to get in a whole bunch of other center midfielders, the ones that we actually have now. So, and that is pretty much it. Gonna go over finances since we signed all these players. They're actually overall balance is trending up, and our profit and loss is trending up. Salary has gone up a lot, especially over the past couple months. That's signing all those new players. Re-signing players to full-time contracts. So I don't want to sign anyone else. We have a little bit of about 2.4K left per week in payroll. So we will see what we can do there. I'm not looking, as like I said, I'm not looking to sign anyone else. Let's see if we can sign him. We tried to sign him earlier, and this is probably a mistake if we do. So, nope, won't come. So maybe if he's still unavailable and we get promoted this season, which I'm not going to go on a limb, and I'm looking for us to at least make the playoffs. Certainly not going to tell that to the guys, but that's what I'm looking for this season. Anything mid-table would be fine with me. I'm gonna get through these here real quick. On these, anything below a 60 or below, I discard him. And he's a little bit too old, and we will scout him. I don't think there's anything else that I need to go over. Dynamics are looking good. Match cohesion is about right where it was at the end of the season last year. Locker room atmosphere is good. Let's see if we can hold a team meeting. No considerable reason. Happiness is all good. Let's see if we can boost some of these players up before our game real quick. Nope. A lot of these guys have been declining for some reason. I don't know them. I don't. Now that they're full time, hopefully that doesn't happen. But kind of discouraging. Always hate to see them start to decline. I'm gonna see if I can boost his morale a little bit since he's injured. All right, let's see here. Social groups. Everyone's pretty solid except for the Higgins is new, Miller's new, and Moore's new, and Leacham. I guess he's just kind of an outcast. He's kind of older, so that's probably the reason why he's not fitting in. Hierarchy. Most everyone support me. And there's our team report before the first game. Staff. I got in some new coaches. Let you have a look at a few of those. I said I was gonna do it on the last episode. Pretty decent. decent in the league. The only thing we're missing are the goalkeeper handling and goalkeeper distribution. So let's have a look at our goalkeeping coach. He's not too bad. He's young, so hopefully that we can get him some coaching licenses, send him on some courses, and see if we can get him a little bit better. There's our recruiting. I'm just hover over this real quick. Not too great, but the best in the league apparently. So, and our medical staff, just to avoid injuries, I always press for more physios, and you can always get, even though when you're in lower leagues, you can always get fairly decent or pretty good physios. So there's a little info on them. I think that's pretty much it. We're training fitness for now. I think we're going to go to tactical and always training our match tactics. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's get into the game. We are playing, see, schedule, Pool Town, and they are predicted 21st. So we should go out and we should win this one. It's kind of hard for me to guess where we're going to be at. I say playoffs, but deep down, I think mid-table. I think the first 6, 7, 8 games, first third of the season, obviously is going to tell us where we're at. I think we have a good team. I think we gel well. I think our tactic is working out well. It scores goals for us. So let's see how this turns out. The only bad thing is we've got 5 subs. Not really used to that. Never played with 5 subs before, so it's going to be hard for me to figure out which ones I should start. So I think I'm going to go with the left and right back because I always tire out first. One defender, one midfielder, and then one striker. And I got to find out which midfielder is usually. Sorry about that. I play on fast through. I play all of my friendlies too, just to make sure that the first team goes the first half, and then the second team goes the second half. Like I said, I don't trust my coaches at all. So see how we get on here. We got a throw in right off the bat over to Thorpe. Gets it in the middle, and Derbyshire hits it right into the goal. Good start. Probably got lucky on that one. That was a lucky run of passes there, but good cross from Thorpe, and we are up 1-0. Starting off well. Kind of excited to see how our defense starts out. We got 4 new guys. I'm obviously like to score goals, but I'm more of I'm an attacking coach, but I sure do love my defense. I rather win 2-0, 1-0 than 6-4 or 6-3. I hate letting in goals, but like they say, the best defense is a good offense, and we are starting out well. We started out on standard. And I do realize that these guys Pool Town are predicted to finish 21st, but we started out well. 2 shots on target out of our 2 shots. Possession was 76% down to 68. Over to Thorpe, back to Cook, to Jones, back to Thorpe, and then we're gonna to Higgins. Crosses it, and to the goalkeeper. I've been experimenting on having, since my keeper is a sweeper keeper on attack, I've been having him distribute to the flanks to get the ball out and then cross in the middle, which now that we are up 3-0, I am going to try. I don't think I have him on that now. I'm going to see how that works out. Distribute to flanks, take off the short kicks, distribute to flanks. let's see how that works out, and see if it gets the ball up a little bit farther. I don't like just kicking it up for a header, you know, in the middle of the field. I think that takes away from possession. But I've seen him in the I've seen our goalkeeper Davies hit some shots out to the left and right side when Coughlin's injured. Out to the left and right side during preseason. I mean, almost looked like Ederson, you know, kicking the ball out to the flank. So, and we got Pearson who can fill right in, and he's back. He actually got injured again in preseason, which really kind of upsets me because I think he has a potential to be really excellent. But if he can stay injury free, it doesn't look like he is. So I might have to do a strategy where he doesn't play a full 90 or takes it easy during the week in training. Just too many injuries from him, and they're not the one in mid-season mid-season last season was pretty serious, but the other one was concussion, and I think the other one was a leg injury. I'll have another leg injury. I'll have to check, but a little concerning. He's on the ball now, and he gives it away. Lump up the field, and it's to our right back Higgins, and he hits a ball up to Derbyshire and cross it in the middle and hit it. Holmes, hit it. Oh, a little off target there. So we are at 6 shots, 5 on target, and possession's even, but our passing is up to 75%. Really like that. Going pretty well. Good start to the season. I'm pretty pleased. I was a little nervous, but in the back of my mind, I knew we were going to be all right. I don't know how I assembled this team. I just, you know, did my normal scouting and did my normal preparation and signed who I thought was good. You know, relied on the star ratings a little bit more than I usually do, rather than the stats, just because I wanted to get guys in. Really didn't care about individual specific statistics. But we are going well, and we got Billy Murphy coming in, and he can fill in. Wright is our center midfielder on automatic, and in about the 70th minute, we'll do another sub. And we're gonna do a shout here to concentrate. I don't want him coming back. If we can get a 3-0 win here, then I'll be over the moon. And we're dropped down to 3rd with 3 goal differential. One of these teams must be. Oh, we moved up to 2nd. I didn't even see who was supposed to who was projected to win the league. I know we're supposed to be 2nd, but. And there's Pearson on the ball, and he usually, when he would get up there, he would try to round the keeper, but he didn't do it on that one. I think it might be the bravery that was gone down, and I forgot to do my other sub. His bravery's gone down pretty far, so that's probably why he's not running in there like that. We got Jones. It's a little tired, and no one can fill in for him. So the next one is Patterson, and he's on a yellow, so he'll come off. Probably going to be doing a little bit more resting during the week, because some of our guys are probably going to be tired from the match before. But the way that we rotate, I don't think we'll have a problem with that. I don't think we'll have a problem with players getting tired throughout the season. We'll certainly be getting pissed about playing time, but. And that is that. Our first game is out of the way, and it's a 3-0 comfortable win. 13 shots on goal, 8 on target, 5 clear-cut chances, and 2 half chances. Possession dead even, and 75% passing. Couldn't have started better. And let's see if we can get some green action going on here. And see where that leaves us. like I said, I think I'm going to play 6 to 8 games and see where we're at, and then come back. If we had a cup game or anything like that, I'd come back a little bit earlier, but we don't have anything until pretty far down the schedule. I am going to try to make some more coaching changes. I know that we're pretty good on coaches, but that's something I always try to look at as one of my main things. Not one of my main things, but it's important to me is how good my coaches are, and the player development is also key to me. I like to bring in young players. Any player that's 24 and older, I try not to get in, because 24 is kind of where they peak, and they usually don't get any better after that, from what I hear. So I try to keep 24 and younger. If I have to get in an older player for tutoring or some sort of leadership, or can snatch up someone that's of good value and good quality, then I'll certainly do that. But usually 24 and under. So coaching is always key for me. Training and making sure they're focusing on the right areas to get them to improve. I totally 100% take control of that. And only 1 to 3 days he is out, so that's good. Patterson makes his debut, and give him a pat on the back. And I think that about does it for this episode. I will be back in about probably 6 to 8 games, and we'll play a few, see where we're at, see where our finances are at, see where we're at in the league. Hopefully no more injuries, and we should be good to go. Please like, please subscribe, and please comment, and we will see you on the next episode.